AITA for refusing to pay for my boyfriend's dog's vet bills when he's always broke. So, I, 23F, have been with my boyfriend, 27M, for a little over 2 years. He has a dog, Buster, who I absolutely love. But the thing is, my boyfriend is terrible with money. Like, the kind of guy who gets paid and immediately spends half his paycheck on games, random collectibles, eating out, and whatever new hobby he's fixated on that month. Then, by the middle of the month, he's suddenly broke and so stressed about bills. Anyway, last week, Buster got really sick and needed urgent vet care, which ended up costing a few $100s. My boyfriend called me, panicking, saying he didn't have enough and asking if I could help. And yeah, I could afford it. But honestly, I was so frustrated because this isn't even the first time he's been in a financial crisis over something he should have planned for. I told him I love Buster, but this was his responsibility, and he should have set aside emergency savings instead of constantly blowing money on nonsense. That's when he hit me with, "So you just let Buster suffer?" Like, no, but also, why is this suddenly my asterisk problem? I suggested he ask his family or IDK, maybe not act like I'm an ATM. And he got all huffy and passive-aggressive about it. Now he's been distant. And some of our mutual friends are saying I was heartless for not helping when I clearly had the money. I feel guilty because I do love that dog. And I get asterisk that emergencies happen. But at the same time, I'm not his financial safety net. Especially when he constantly refuses to be responsible with his own money. AITA. Your NTA. He is 27 but acting like a 16-year-old who is newly employed and blowing his paycheck on toys. He needs to learn to budget and save for emergencies. And GT. Some of our mutual friends are saying I was heartless for not helping when I clearly had the money. I bet they're not chipping in. He can set up a payment plan with the vet or put it on a credit card. NTA. But does this relationship have future? If he is like that with 27. Hard to imagine him changing anytime soon. NTA. If you have pets, you are responsible for them. We have 3 cats and put €60 per month aside for yearly vet visits and emergencies. That's what a responsible owner does. Your BF shouldn't have a dog at. He isn't financial mature. He could easily sell some of his collectibles and voila, there's money for the vet bill. But he doesn't even think about this because his material things are more important than his dog. NTA. But why the HLL are you in a relationship with someone who is the opposite of you in those important things? He won't change. He will always rely on you because you help him. It's time for an honest talk about values and aims. Don't waste your time, money and energy. And I get asterisk that emergencies happen. Your BF seems to be a person with a lifestyle causing one emergency after the other. A good way to guilt you into paying for him again and again. Why don't you break up with Mr. Emergency and find someone one less tedious? NTA. Care credit. You see the location flag now, right? Why are you still with this person? And trying to guilt trip you? 2. He's 27 and still doesn't have his poop together. You deserve better. If you are not on the same page, having financial responsibilities and being able to budget, it's a relationship and marriage killer. It only gets worse. He may need an advisor to learn how to properly do it. But don't you dare become that for him. You're too young. Dump him and go travel and enjoy your life. This guy is not the one you're looking for. I'm going with Ish. With him getting 90% and you getting 10%. If you've been annoyed with this behavior for a while, The time to pick this fight isn't when his dog is having an emergency. Because you look like the if you have loaned him money before and choose not to this time. It looks like you don't care about his dog. Not that you are holding a boundary. NTA. His dog is his responsibility. He should have pet insurance or some fund to pay vet bills. That's just part of being a responsible pet owner. That being said, maybe this wasn't the best time to try to teach him this lesson. The dog is a living, breathing creature and is innocent in all this. What happened in the end? How was he able to afford the vet bills? And what would have happened if he hadn't? It sounds like he has had multiple financial emergencies, and you talk about him treating you like an ATM. So this isn't the first time he's come to you for money. I get that it's frustrating, but literally any other time would have been better than when his dog is sick. It makes you look bad too, and he's not going to be in the best frame of mind to hear your lesson on fiscal responsibilities. He's going to resent you for this. If he blew a load of money on takeaway, then came to you at the end of the month for grocery money, that's a perfect teaching moment. He can go hungry or live on ramen for a few days. You should probably break up. You mention that you love his dog 3 times and never once even say you like him. You don't mention trying to have a mature discussion about finances in the past before you went for the nuclear option either. NTA. All dog owners who are responsible have insurance and a way of paying any charges that do apply. Dogs can be very unpredictable and treatment costly. NTA, but you need to ask yourself, is this how I want to spend the rest of my life? If the answer is no, which it sounds like it is, why are you still there? Takes more than feelings to make a relationship work long term. NTA. I, personally, would likely have paid for the dog's care then dumped the BF, but I'm a sucker for animals. It's his responsibility to have a plan to pay for his pets and to just learn to budget in general. If he can't do that, he shouldn't have a pet at minimum. Hopefully this will be his wake-up call. But it sounds like he'd rather blame you than take responsibility. NTA. He is the one that is letting Buster suffer. He should take responsibility to the commitment he's made by owning a dog. NTA, but I can see how others would think that this is not the hill to die on to prove your point. That he should be more responsible. The sympathy of children and AMP. Animals always tug at the heartstrings of others and AMP. Make you look bad. This might not have been possible for your living situation, job responsibilities and AMP lifestyle. But since you love the dog also, I think the deal I would have made with him would have been, if you pay the vet bill, the dog will then be yours since he is not responsible enough to take care of a dog. The second part of the agreement would be that the two of you would no longer be in a relationship. If you feel the two of you can have a platonic relationship for the dog, that would be a good setup. But I think you should take his dog and AMP. Tell him goodbye. Sorry, but yes. YTA. If you don't want to help him with anything else, fine. He completely deserves a reality check on his spending. But the dog did not ask to be owned by a guy who sucks at managing his money. It's not the dog's fault and he doesn't deserve to suffer. Find some other way to teach your boyfriend a lesson. Letting the dog pay the price is heartless. Also, you should probably find a new boyfriend. Ask him to pay you back for the dog's vet bill. Just so the dog doesn't suffer. As that's my concern.